moment. There we go. And there it is.
Gates down, and the race is off and rolling, and into that first turn. That 54, but we have a Husqvarna rider. Looks like
but gave it up.
Yeah, I think they did. Was it the 54 ended up grabbing that? That may have been Peyton Crisp from Simpsonville, South Carolina, on the Foothill Motorsports backed Honda.
Your race leader is number 47 after that hole shot.
Jordan Bowen out of Dallas, Georgia on a KTM. We'll get the official word on the hole shot coming up here, the Stay6 Stability Cycle hole shot. But right now we're sorting it out up front. That is the 54 machine.
Back. Yeah.
He is out front there. That again, Peyton Crisp. And Landon Powers, actually the 33 Honda from Corinth, Mississippi, actually getting credit for the hole shot out there in that one. Again, he's out of Mississippi on a Mean Street Racing, Taze Construction, Lefevre MX, Johnson Racing, D&D Body Shop, as well as Williams VP Race Fuels, backed Honda ride. We'll see where the 33 machine ends up here as we roll on, but a great start here as he picks up the Stay6 Stability Cycle Hole Shot Award.
Yeah, always good to get that hole shot. Always gives you a little extra confidence, gives you that track position. But immediately getting dispatched by that number 45 machine of C.J. Pruitt, I believe.
Rider going down there. I believe that I thought that was a 62, but I don't think we have a 62 out there. But he's right back up at it and going, losing several positions, unfortunately for him. But up front, the race continues. And we may be about to see a battle shape up. If you're looking at what I'm looking at, I'm seeing 3 riders start to stretch out, which could be a 3-way battle for first, and then a 2-way battle, and maybe 3-way battle shaping up for that 4th place position, as well as we round the final turn through the Bermuda Triangle. Nice turn, nice pass right there.
That was the number 96, Rodney. That was Blake Grindstaff. We know that name, coming out of Hickory, North Carolina, stamping that first lap here with the lead.
There you go, Blake Grindstaff. Good job, buddy. Peyton Crisp, the 54 machine, in second. Brennan Schofield, the 49, in third. Chase Meyer DeHara in the 4th place position. Brody Conkling is 5th. Jordan Bowen in 6th. Cooper Abbott is 7th. Caleb Adams in 8th. Mitch Pratt in 9th. And Landon Powers, the rider who grabbed the hole shot award, back in the number 10 position.
Well, after one short lap, Rodney, these guys already starting to separate themselves. Grindstaff making that big move down in the Bermuda Triangle to grab the lead about 20 yards from the finish line. And sure enough, taking advantage of that right now as he sets out on lap number 2. Back into the middle section of the track right now through the Ten Commandments. Leaders already back into Storyland. Going to be popping back out of the shadows, Rodney, as we mentioned, into the bright sunlight. Going to be jumping that big tabletop into the beach now. Sun in your eyes, out of direct shadows.
Oh, my, that's not going to be good. They've got a great battle going on there. They're between the 17 of Chase Meyer and on that Kawasaki. I believe we see Brody Conklin and Jordan Bowen also back there as we make our way toward the Big Sandy sweeper here, the Rocky Mountain sweeper. Monster Energy sweeper, I guess that would be now.
Yeah.
Sweeper turn there in front of that Monster Energy viewing area. Thanks to Monster again for helping with those. We've got several of those around the facility as well, which makes our viewing a lot more advanced, I believe.
Absolutely incredible. And you know what? It's such a smart design and way to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you're not taking up so much ground space and all that, but yet you're providing so many more people better viewing.
Oh, yeah. Grindstaff, Crisp, Schofield, Meyer DeHara, and Conkling are your top 5. Then Bowman, Abbott, Adams, Pratt, and Powers were your top 10. That was at the end of lap number 1. We got, more changes coming through the Bermuda Triangle. We have 5 guys through that turn at one time right there. Blake Grindstaff, though, he gets through. He's okay. He had about 2.7 second lead over Meyer. And Brennan Schofield, another couple of seconds back there. Peyton Crisp in 4th.
Whoa! Man off the course there, just saved it. Somebody about to step off over the front. Holy cow! Not sure who that is. Now we're going to have to question that.
Wow.
Re-entered clear over by the billboard there. Not sure about that one. Jeff Camfield will have to take another look at that.
Well, I'll tell you, while they'd worked that one out.
Yeah, it was an accident off the track, but re-entered way over by the billboard.
Jordan Bowen rather, Michael Pratt, Cooper Abbott, Caleb Williams, Landon Powers, that 5th through 10th place position, man, are really going at it right now as they make their way down through the Ten Commandment section. You got Grindstaff and Dahara, Schofield, Crisp, Conkling, all those guys pretty much in their own positions, and I mean, they got some battles, but not like what we see going on 5th through 10th and maybe about 12th right now.
Listen, that's insane, Rodney. The moment you said it, hey, Weege, listen, all 6 lanes taken through the Bermuda Triangle a moment ago, okay?
Yeah,
and that resulted in a panic rev over the non-tunnel of love, so believe it.
So that, I mean, they're still kind of close, but not like they were. I mean, they're still.
That's insane.
That is. You know, I was looking down through, I was trying to find some of the riders that we saw in the front of the pack in the 250 class. You know, Brandon Bellino back in the number 20 spot. We saw him do well in the 250 class a little. Yep. Race Hernandez, 22nd place. He did well in the first moto of the 250 class earlier today. Caleb Hagan, Gage Ripplinger, also another rider. He's back in 40th place right now. So this first moto of 450C, if we were expecting it to look anything like 250C, which I may have been a little bit, completely turned upside down right now.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking at names like Jay Kinder. Unfortunately, sitting back in 38th, a bad start for him. Eli Abrek, 27th. That guy normally up front contender, normally gets good starts. That tells you how stiff this class is once you make it down here, man.
No doubt. And then you see the battles on the racetrack, and you see just how stiff things are. Grindstaff, Dahara, Schofield, Crisp, and Conkling have already come through. Well, make that Mitch Pratt now into 5th place. What happened to Conkling? Conkling might have been a rider that had some issues going off the track, but Pratt now is 5th. Caleb Adams in 6th. See what I'm talking about? It's changed so much. Cooper Abbott in 7th. Conkling 8th. Wyatt Fields in 9th. Julian Wojcik is 10th place. Those riders, many of them weren't even in the top 10 last lap around.
It's crazy. Both of us standing here pointing at timing and scoring instead of we're both pointing in amazement at what we're seeing here at the shakeup in this thing. And we're looking at 207 for our leaders, Grindstaff and Meyer DeHare. And sure enough, 209, 210, 210. These guys starting to really separate themselves. Mm-hmm. But what we saw in the middle of the pack, look at this, 217, 217, 217, 217, 214. Those guys are going to be in this thing for a while together.
Brandon Bellino up from about 22nd place position, I believe it was, or was in the 20s there. Bellino anyway up to 15th now. Race Hernandez, he was running 22nd. He is now 20th, so he's gained a couple of spots out there. One rider I think we need to watch is the 24 Yamaha, Wyatt Fields. 211. Everybody else is 222, 217, 216. That rider's making some ground out right now as we speak and dissect these times on the board.
The next couple laps for him are going to be critical because the next 211 you see is Peyton Crisp in that number 4 position.
Exactly.
So each one of these guys is going to get harder to pass as he makes his way up. But there's 4 more spots to the next guy running a 211, so he's got a good shot and plenty of time.
Yeah, we got some riders getting things discombobulated out there and resorted themselves on the track, so we'll sort them out coming through here in a moment. Man, I tell you, it has changed a lot in the last lap and a half or so, but lap 4 wrapping up for Blake Grindstaff right now. That's the kind of lead he has. He had a 2.5 second lead over Chase Dahara at the end of lap number 3. At the end of lap number 4, Grindstaff has opened that up to 12.5 seconds. Oh, that might have been our rider that went down. Crisp,
that could be.
Yeah, because Crisp is now up in 4th place. Brennan Schofield checking at 12.5 seconds. So that explains it. So that was Crisp, I guess, that went down. And then Chase Dahara moves up to 3rd. Peyton Crisp is back to 4th. Michael Pratt in 5th. Cooper Abbott in 6th. Wyatt Fields now 7th with a 2:14. So he's kind of hitting that wall. It's getting a little bit tougher to make passes, but we'll keep an eye on him. Where is Bellino? Up to 11th place now. Is he still in the 216 range? He's got a 219. Julian Wojcik just ahead of him. Actually, I'm going to put Brandon Bellino already in the 10th place position on board the 43 machine.
That's going to be a safe call right there. He's got the pace right now. And looking at time, we're about 5 minutes left in this thing. So it's going to start becoming a message right now. You're talking about 210, we're going to call it 2:15 lap time. Only a couple laps at that rate left. So we're going to see exactly how the white flag and 2-lap card and white flag come into play on this one. Is it going to be 3? How many laps is it going to be? Because it's going to be a big difference to these guys running 1 second apart.
No doubt. As we pick up the action, here is a cluster of riders that we're keeping an eye on and trying to pick up on the numbers there real quick and so I can get you the right positions. The 22 machine, Alex Sykes. Yeah, this is the 8, 9, 10, and I believe 7th place positions that we're watching right now with Sykes, Wyatt Field, Zach Kreider, Julian Wolja, and there's Brandon Bellino in the mix of that one as well. Now, Bellino, again, is that 43 Yamaha that we're watching out there.
Yeah, right behind them, I saw the number 65, Trevor Hazlett, was trying to make a move to the inside to get himself up there on the rear fender of Bellino, trying to get past Caden Shaw.
Well, the 22, Alex Sykes under pressure now. I believe that's Kreider that may be putting that pressure on to make that pass on him. But there's been so many changes, I think, in this lap of racing amongst these riders. Again, it's just put them in the bag, shake them. Oh, little mistake there. That was a 92 machine of Woljak making the mistake. So a few riders are going to get by him there, it looks like. So we'll reassess this top 10 for you coming up. It's going to be a lot different. Blake Grindstaff, DeHara, Peyton Crisp in 3rd, Brendan Schofield in the 4th place position. Pratt is still in the number 5 spot. Schofield's having some issues. He's laid out the anchor, it looks like, dropping to a 2:23 lap time. Wyatt Fields in 6th place. Cooper Abbott is 7th. Zach Kreider remains 8th. Trevor Hazlett now in the number 9 spot. Caden Shaw, the 41 machine, up to 10th. Brandon Bellino drops from 11th to 13th. Wojcik now from 10th to 12th. And Alex Sykes has been remaining pretty steady back there in the 11th spot.
Look at Johnny Tomkowitz. Wasn't he somewhere around 24th or 25th just a couple laps ago?
15th place.
Yeah, holy cow. Big strides for him. I mean, he was several positions back a little bit ago. He's dropped his time down to a 2:13 right now. Riders in front of him somewhere in that 2:16, 2:17 range. He's right there with Hernandez, who you just mentioned a moment ago.
Yeah, it looks like our Whole Shot Award winner, Landon Powers, may be out of this one. He's all the way back in 41st place with only 2 laps complete of the leaders 5. So some craziness going on in this one. So we got Grindstaff, DeHara, Crisp looking like they're going for the Moto medals right now. We should probably be seeing a white flag maybe this next time around, or maybe it is the 2-lap board coming out. But basically what we're saying is, looking at this race coming to a close very soon here. Getting a look-see to see what's going on there as far as the call on the board today. White flag is what I've been told. And again, number 96, Blake Grindstaff, your leader, we're watching, I believe, here on screen now. That's the 18 machine, if I'm looking at that right. Owen Nelson there, the 39th place position, riding a KTM on that 18. Good to see Owen back out here out of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. KB5 suspension, Mike's Auto Restoration, and Stacker MX bringing him along with Adrenaline Motorsports. Some memories being made. Man, look at those ruts.
Whoa, Rodney.
That is gnarly, dude. I'm telling you. And like you said, those shadows have got to be playing havoc right now. Blake Grindstaff, though, they're not playing havoc any whatsoever on this guy. He's got a 16-second lead over 2nd place. Another 10 seconds now back to the 3rd place position.
You absolutely read my mind. The exact words coming out of my mouth were, look at those ruts. And you absolutely said that. Look how choppy coming into the 10 Commandments right now. You see 2nd place, I believe, working through. No, that's actually back to 3rd place. That's Crisp coming through. Wow, look at the ruts on exiting that right-hand corner.
Yeah, those are deep. You know, remarkably, I mean, they seem to be pretty. I mean, you don't have a lot of hooks and stuff coming out of those lines. So I mean, they're very solid.
They're pretty manageable. Yes,
they're very manageable. So
absolutely.
If you know how to ride your bike, you can get in and out of them without much problem. That's for sure.
But let me tell you, that rut right there is hard to replicate all over the country with different types of soils, the hard pack, the sandy, the this or that. Man, when that thing develops like that, when it gets the walls that it has right there, that's a technique in its own. That's a specialized style of riding. And if you can't ride the ruts, man, might as well save your money.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen lots of ruts. I don't know. I tell you, especially for an amateur race, you don't see this caliber. And what it is the result of the kind of racers that are racing.
Sure.
You got the first.
It's the caliber racer out there.
Yeah, and they produce. They make the racetrack what it is. I mean, the harder you ride on it, the more soil is going to be churned, and the choppier it's going to get in each and every one of these classes. You know, it doesn't slow these. It's crazy. You see these guys, these 65 cc's out there. Sometimes looks like they're disappearing in some of those ruts, but they don't slow down any. We aren't slowing down any either as the checkers unfurl for Blake Grindstaff, and he takes the big Moto win, the BP Fuels checkers here at Loretta Lynn's for the Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship. Chase DeHara, Meyer DeHara in the number 2 spot. Hayden Crisp in the number 3 position. Brennan Schofield checks in for 4th with Mitchell Pratt, the number 19, quietly in that 5th place position. I'll tell you what, man, he got out there, he worked for it early on, he got in that spot, he was never really challenged, he didn't challenge anyone too much, so he just kind of hung out. Now, keep an eye on him for the rest of the motos. If this rider can be good and consistent, you never know what this is going to yield for him. Wyatt Fields in 6th, Cooper Abbott in 7th, Zach Kreider in 8th, Trevor Hazlett in 9th, Caden Shaw in 10th. And again, just keep an eye out. Just remember that name just for the end of the week. See what happens. Mitchell Pratt, 5th place in this 450C class.
And we talked many times, talking about the championship chase, talking about what it takes in many of people's minds. And I might be one of those folks. I believe that number has to be 5 or lower in Moto number 1. I mean, if you're going to have a
hey, we're ready down here, boys.
All right, let's take it on down to Jason Wygant.
All right, we got a win here for the number 96, Blake Grindstaff. Well, how was that one?
It's pretty good. I got off to a hard start, got to the lead, I think, at the end of the first lap or so, and just tried to be careful and ride smart and stay up the rest of the race.
Who do you want to thank?
All right, I'd like to thank my girlfriend, her dad, for helping me out and getting me here. Fly, Brewer Cycles, Works Connection, Total Control, Garnet, Scott, Mobius, EBC Brakes, and HBD Graphics.
All right, there it is. Let's hear it for Blake Grindstaff, everybody. Good job, Blake. Might need a hand with our podium speakers, boys. We had it going good for about 7 hours here. You never know. Looking for our 2nd and 3rd place finishers. 2nd place, come on up. Peyton Crisp was 3rd. Let's take our 2nd place finisher. All right, now we got it. 2nd place is Chase D. Herrera. Good stuff, Chase. Tell me about your moto.
Yeah, it was good. Got off to a pretty good start around like 5th. Made moves in the 2nd. Went down, got passed by 3rd, got a position back, and just rode it out to the end.
Who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Mom, Dad, Black Hills Power Sports, KNC Environmental, CP Racing Team, Echo Landscape, 100%, everyone else, thank you.
All right, there it is. Let's hear it for Chase, finishing up in the number 2 spot and collecting the silver. Chase De Herrera. And Peyton Crisp will bring the Honda man on up for 3rd. I don't think our whole shot winner finished it. It was Powers got the whole shot, but I think he did not finish the moto, so we'll send congrats out to him. He's got a whole shot award, but everyone wants to go claim it. As for you, Peyton Crisp, you ended up 3rd. Let's hear it for him, Peyton Crisp. How was that?
It was good. It was rough.
Yeah, have you ridden tracks like this, or is there nothing quite like it?
Nothing quite like it at all.
Happy with the result?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Did better than I expected. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, friends and family back home watching me, Foothills, Phoenix, and everybody else I forgot. Thank you.
Peyton Crisp taking 3rd in 450C. All right, we'll be right back.